Once upon a time, in a village nestled beside an ancient whispering forest, there lived a cheerful little girl, loved by everyone she met. She wore a bright red hooded cloak, a special gift from her dear grandmother. From that day forward, everyone fondly called her Little Red Riding Hood. And so begins her story, a journey of wonder, danger, and a lesson she would never forget. One sunny morning, Little Red Riding Hood's mother packed a small basket with fresh bread and sweet butter. She said kindly, "Take this to your grandmother, my dear. She's feeling ill and lives deep in the forest." "Remember, stay on the path and don't talk to strangers," her mother warned. With her red cloak swirling and her heart full of excitement, Little Red Riding Hood set off down the winding forest trail. As she wandered through the trees, a large, sly wolf stepped onto the path. "Good morning, little girl," he purred. "Where are you going on this fine day?" Innocent and cheerful, she answered, "I'm bringing treats to my grandmother, who lives beyond the big oak tree." The wolf's golden eyes gleamed as he plotted a wicked plan. Swift and silent, the wolf raced through the forest, reaching grandmother's cozy cottage first. He tapped lightly on the door. "Who is it?" called grandmother. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf answered, disguising his voice. Before grandmother could react, the wolf slipped inside. The cunning wolf placed grandmother safely out of sight and quickly dressed in her nightgown and cap. He climbed into her bed, pulling the covers up to his nose. Now he waited, pretending to be the sweet old lady. Soon after, Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. "Come in, dear," rasped the wolf in his best grandmotherly voice. The girl stepped inside. The room was dim, and something felt different. As she approached the bed, Little Red Riding Hood frowned. "Grandmother, what big ears you have!" "All the better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "And what big eyes you have!" "All the better to see you with." "And what big teeth you have!" "All the better to eat you with," growled the wolf, springing from the bed. Little Red Riding Hood screamed in fright. Luckily, a hunter passing nearby heard her cries. He burst into the cottage, quickly driving the wolf away and rescuing both grandmother and the little girl. They were shaken, but safe. After the danger had passed, grandmother made tea, and the three of them sat by the fire. Little Red Riding Hood promised, "I'll never wander from the path again. I will always be careful and wise." The forest still whispered outside the cozy cottage, but inside, laughter filled the air. And from that day on, Little Red Riding Hood remembered the lessons of that magical and dangerous journey forever. Safe and sound, Little Red Riding Hood, her mother, and her grandmother gathered around the warm hearth. They laughed and shared stories, the golden firelight dancing around them. And though the woods still whispered their old songs outside, the girl knew in her heart she had grown wiser. She learned to listen carefully, trust wisely, and always walk with care and courage. And so, her days were filled with joy, adventures, and the endless magic of kind hearts.